Good morning and be seated, everyone. I'm Doug Orr, and I have the honor of serving as interim chancellor at this wonderful university. Welcome to the December commencement, and I would say celebration, for the University of North Carolina at Asheville. We're delighted to welcome so many families who are here to join us, coming from all over for this special occasion. Graduates, here you are. It's been a winding road for many, and here you are today for this celebration. You have been successful in achieving this significant goal, a university degree. You have met your own expectation as well as that of your family and friends. So, what now? Frequently, at commencements and ceremonies such as this, there will be someone who asks you about what your next job is, and perhaps, maybe you'll change the world. That's a powerful expectation for sure. And at first it sounds incredibly impossible, doesn't it? But each of you, in your own way, will change the world. The noted anthropologist Jane Goodall, who once spoke here in Asheville, said that every individual matters. Every individual has a role to play. Every individual makes a difference. And author Ellen Goodman wrote, "I've never been especially impressed by the heroics of people convinced they are about to change everything and change the world. I am more awed by those who struggle to make one small difference, one at a time, and that's the secret. To change the world, you only need to make such a difference. Sometimes it means being different, speaking out, standing up, going against the norm. Sometimes it takes courage and strength. But you can do it. You have done it. In part because your education here at UNC Asheville emphasized that. Your individuality, your wholeness. You've learned the value of creative debate, how to take an opposing view, for example, in your class, in your dorm, with your friends. You can look at something from several points of view, and we invite you to do that for the future and get excited about the possibilities of a new approach. And you have honed your powers of persuasion so that you can work collaboratively in partnership with others and multiply the opportunities for greater change. Each one of you can be the spark, the person who starts something new. And that new thing, whatever it may be, can indeed change the world. Anne Frank, that courageous young woman, wrote in her diary how wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. And speaking of a single moment, I love this quotation from Benjamin Mays, who is a minister to Dr. Martin Luther King. It's called God's Minute. I only have a minute, only 60 seconds in it, placed upon me. Can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. May we proceed to savor these very special moments of a lifetime. So please stand now as Michelle Arian McIntyre will lead us in the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful. Please be seated, everyone. It is now my distinct pleasure to welcome Joan McNeill, a distinguished member of the Board of Governors and the liaison from the UNC Board of Governors to this fine university, to bring greetings from the University of North Carolina system. She will be followed by King Prather, Chair of the UNC Asheville Board of Trustees, to then bring you greetings from the board. Joan McNeill, please.
Thank you, Chancellor Orr, and thank you for your very wise, dedicated, and enthusiastic service as our interim chancellor. To today's graduates and their families, to our alumni, to Chancellor Orr, the Board of Trustees, and to this university's distinguished faculty and staff, I bring greetings, congratulations, and well wishes from the University of North Carolina President Tom Ross, the University of North Carolina General Administration, and the Chairman John Fennebresque, and all of the members of the University of North Carolina Board of Governors. Whew, that's a lot of folks. But I absolutely know that each and every one of them is tremendously proud of you and wish you great success. You have such good reason to be very proud today. Your university, the University of North Carolina in Asheville, has an exceptional reputation for teaching and academic excellence. UNC Asheville is ranked one of the very best public liberal arts universities in America. Your school plays an extensive role in this community and is one of the region's greatest assets. Your liberal arts education at UNC Asheville has provided you with the tools for achieving success in these ever-changing, complex times, and will serve you very well as you go forward in your world of work, family, and community. Graduates, I would ask that you take a moment. I think it's appropriate and it would be a good time to just take a deep breath and reflect on all that you have achieved. This ceremony is a celebration of your commitment, your time, your energy, and yes, your passion. You've made it. And it was my guess it wasn't always easy. It probably took a lot of hard work and a few all-nighters. I remember those. Trying to meet those deadlines for papers and preparing for exams. So today, when you take that moment of reflection, I ask you to think about saying thank you to those who supported you along the way, the faculty and staff who nurtured and guided you, your parents, family, and friends who stood by you when you needed encouragement. You have proven that you have what it takes to make a success of anything you set out to achieve. And as you look forward and chart your course to build on what you have learned here, there's one thing that we ask of you. Remember the meaning of this day and always, always stay connected to this great university. We know that you will make us proud of your accomplishments in the days and years ahead. So congratulations, graduates.
Good morning. On behalf of the UNC Asheville Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to bring greetings to our graduates and their families, their friends, and the members of the faculty and staff who are gathered here today. Each one of you has played a vital role in making this day possible, so thank you for that. Now, I know this morning is about you, but I want to extend a personal and heartfelt thank you to Doug Orr. Chancellor Orr has been a member of our Board of Trustees for nearly 7 years, where he has brought his wisdom and expertise to bear many times during his tenure. He was the co-chair of the search committee that successfully concluded with the election of Mary Grant to be the university's next chancellor in January. And for that, he deserves countless thanks. But it doesn't end there. We're so appreciative of Doug's willingness to step up and serve as our interim chancellor, a commitment he made on short notice and during an extraordinarily busy time in his life, as he was in the process of releasing and promoting his new book, Wayfaring Strangers. His calling to higher education is unparalleled. So please join me in thanking Chancellor Orr for his leadership during this time of transition. Graduates at UNC Asheville, we know that the value of a public liberal arts education is measured not only on the return of investment made by our citizens and our students and your parents, but also by the value of education as a public good. A public good that is created when we graduate students with sharpened critical thinking skills honed by undergraduate research, and leadership skills born of service learning, students who are adaptable, who can face change on the fly, and who are ready to continue on a journey of lifelong learning as you contribute to societies in many number of ways. Chancellor Orr's example is one that I would commend to you graduates as you go forward from here. Step up when you're asked. Take on that leadership role, regardless of the complications, regardless of the inconvenience. Try something new. You've learned the skills here at UNC Asheville to help you figure out what to do next, how to solve problems you haven't even thought about yet, create new answers, make things work. Leadership takes many forms. It can be the loving, quiet leadership of motherhood and fatherhood, or it can be the leadership displayed when taking charge in a crisis and helping others find their way through. The secret is to embrace each situation with energy and enthusiasm. So now, with that energy and enthusiasm, you have successfully completed another stage in your life, and you're ready to step forward into the future, knowing that, as has been the case here at your university, your family, your friends, your colleagues will always be with you. Congratulations. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the podium Tiffany Drummond Armstrong, Chair of the National Alumni Council, to welcome you to the ranks of UNC Asheville alumni.
Good morning and greetings on behalf of the National Alumni Council. I'm honored to be here addressing you on this incredibly important day in your life. My husband and I had the opportunity to cross the UNCA stage to receive our hard-earned diplomas, and that day was much more than a springboard into real life. It's been a part of who we are ever since. We recently moved. We changed cities after 13 years, years that took us through graduate school, well into our careers of education and nonprofit management, community leadership positions, and even a few humbling accolades. So as you can imagine, that's quite a move. And after that many years, moving to a new city, to a new house, with new jobs, we packed and we purged. We stored all of our stuff for a few months, and now we're unpacking. Through this process, we've come across items of great sentimental value and others that are less memorable. We've hand-wrapped fragile treasures, and we've given away things that are no longer needed. In fact, a lot of things are still in storage, and there are boxes upon boxes in my garage. I can't find my favorite sweater. I don't know where my winter boots are. But one thing that I always could put my hands on was also the first thing that decorated my new office, and that's my framed UNC Asheville diploma. It reminds me of my days on campus, the friends I made, the professors I had, especially the ones that challenged me and made me work harder than I ever thought possible. It's one of my most treasured items because it represents the effort that I put in to get my degree. As I enter this new phase of my personal and professional life, my diploma is a constant reminder that I am prepared for what lies ahead because of the foundation built at UNC Asheville. This experience will almost certainly happen to each of you. More than a decade from now, you will remember being a student on campus, walking through the fallen maple leaves, studying in your favorite spot in the library, dorm life, hanging out with your friends in the Union, and even sitting in the Kimmel Arena at your commencement, December 2014. All those many years from now, will you recall all the details from today? Will you recall this speech? Maybe not. But you will remember walking across the stage and the moment that you received your diploma and how that feels. It will be one of your most treasured memories. And that's because graduating is no easy task. Barely a quarter of all adults in North Carolina have a college degree, much less from such a rigorous university. The reason that so many of our graduates are leaders in their fields because this faculty and staff taught us to think. Life's tough, but at UNC Asheville, you have learned the skills needed to navigate your life's path. I credit much of my professional and personal success to the foundation and the time that I had here at UNC Asheville. For the rest of your life, the university will continue to support you in your endeavors, and I call upon you to support your university. Plan to engage with fellow alums in the cities where you live. Plan to return to campus for events and celebrations. And plan now, and I really urge you to commit now, that you will give back of your time, your expertise, and your financial gifts to the university. Because you're not leaving UNC Asheville today. You are the heart of this institution. Your diploma connects you to UNC Asheville for the rest of your life. While leadership may change, students change, faculty and staff change, the buildings change, what remains constant is the alumni. We are the past, the present, and the future of this university, and I encourage you to come alongside your fellow alums with purpose and passion for UNC Asheville. On behalf of the National Alumni Council and all of our alumni, we wish you the very best in your pursuits. And you need to remember, you are now and will forever be a Bulldog. Congratulations. Now, it is my great pleasure to welcome UNC Asheville's Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Joseph Urgo, to the podium for this year's commencement speaker.
Good morning and greetings from the Provost's office and from the faculty. Dr. Dwight Mullen, Professor of Political Science, who needs no introduction, will get one nonetheless, is the 2014 Board of Governors Excellence in Teaching honoree from the University of North Carolina, Asheville. To introduce Dr. Mullen, I will echo the citation he received earlier this year when he was honored by the Board of Governors. Dr. Mullen embodies the ideal we hold for faculty members on this campus. He is a gifted teacher, an active scholar, and an engaged community leader. During his 30 years at the University of North Carolina, Asheville, he has taught courses that have challenged and inspired his students. He has served as a Fulbright Senior Scholar in Malawi, and he has held leadership positions in the greater Asheville community. His students have pursued undergraduate research topics that include racial inequality, public education, the criminal justice system, and income disparities. By his own admission, he has dedicated his career to challenging orthodoxies, making connections where others have seen only coincidence, engaging the public in issues of justice, learning from his colleagues, and teaching by example. Dr. Mullen's courses in political science and humanities are nothing short of inspirational. Students praise him for challenging them to question inherited concepts and beliefs, and for allowing them, often for the first time in their lives, this intellectual independence to think critically, reflectively about themselves and their place in the world. Applauding Dr. Mullen's ability to capture audience interest and create a classroom climate based on mutual trust, faculty, students, and alumni offer such comments as, "No one else I have observed in the classroom gets through to all of our students the way that he does. And his classroom provided a safe place where we could talk openly and without fear." Dr. Mullen cares deeply about his students and his community. Dr. Mullen's influence on an alumna who was awarded a McCracken Fellowship at the Graduate School of New York University says despite all the teachers and mentors she has had in her life, she will always consider herself a student of Dr. Mullen. His life work has gone beyond the classroom, as evidenced by his long-standing commitment to the greater Asheville community, where he has organized conferences and public meetings, delivered keynote addresses, and worked tirelessly in social justice and public education. Comments from his colleagues on campus include, he knows how to connect books and ideas with the real everyday experience of students and community people. And the kind of teaching Dwight Mullen does is courageous. He not only talks the talk, but he walks the walk in and out of the classroom. Over the years, he has provided countless opportunities for students to conduct fieldwork and participate in community initiatives, where they personally experience the social and political issues that are shaping our nation and the world. Many of these experiences have been life-changing, with students indebted to Dr. Mullen for opening their minds and hearts. Dr. Mullen received 2 advanced degrees in political science from Atlanta University, a PhD in 1987 and an MA in 1978. He received his BA in history and political science from Loma Linda University in California in 1976. It's my pleasure to ask to come to the podium Dr. Dwight Mullen.
Yeah. Y'all, my students, I take this pose not because it's just in solidarity with demonstrations happening across this weekend, across the country. I am not taking this pose just because I'm joining a crowd. I'm taking this pose to remind you and to let you look at me of what I had to do when guns were drawn on me in the streets of Los Angeles. Who would have thought it? And so I come to you in peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. To the Board of Governors, trustees, Interim Chancellor Orr, the administration, faculty, the graduates, family, friends, please accept my humble thanks for the opportunity to address you this day. I know you're not here for me. I understand that. This is not my day. This day belongs to the students who have accumulated, you all have accumulated 120 credit hours towards this degree, at least. Many of you went beyond that. You've tolerated us, you've been fascinated by us, you've listened to our lectures, we've listened to you. You have reached this point not just because of your efforts, but also because of the efforts of this community. You've worked hard. And in fact, earlier this week, the faculty voted to approve your graduation. We said they need to get these awards, award them the degrees. And so today is the day, except you have one more lecture. One last word from me. Bear with me. One of the graybeards. Been here 30 years. This is my 30th year. And I am proud to say to you that the questions I have posed to you in class constitute the core of this last lecture. I've tried through all the different subjects to present you with the most profound questions of life. Because I know that you get criticized for the uselessness of a liberal arts degree. But it's only because you don't get it. And those people who are questioning you don't get it. Let's just think about it. A few years ago, many of you were just coming out of middle school and high school. You all actually thought you knew the answers. Now that you're graduating, some of you are beginning, in fact, I would suspect most of you are beginning to realize that answers are transitory. What you thought you knew no longer may apply. It might even be embarrassing to you. What seems so pressing today doesn't seem at all relevant as you mature and as you grow. Many of your senior level projects, for example, were predicated first not on the answers that you provided in your final product. Your senior level projects often were based on questions that you were able to formulate on your own. That's the hard part, asking the questions, developing the skills, and then convincing the faculty of your departments that you deserve a degree. And we will hope that you will not stop here, that you will continue to question. Who am I? Where do I come from? Where am I going and why am I here? Those are the profound questions. We can't talk about all of those today, but I want to address just one, maybe two. I want you all to grow as some of my students have grown. This one last time. Who am I? First up, let me say to you that the answer to this question allows us to begin to address who you are. If you can answer it for yourself, you can begin to understand that others also might have an identity. That maybe that's not just another exotic other person. Maybe his name is Michael Brown. Maybe we don't let Michael lay in the street for 4.5 hours. You know him. Who am I is profound because it connects you to who you are as a community. Don't ever be dissuaded from following that question. Some of you, let me be embarrassing to you. I've talked to you. I know. Some of you a few years ago thought for sure that you could cast a spell, that you were somehow a member of Ravenclaw or Slytherin or Hufflepuff. Isn't that the truth? It's the truth. Gryffindor, yeah. Some of you tried for all your heart's might to cast a spell to control the beasts and mysteries of your life. Harry Potterites. Some of you claim identities, you claim lifestyles that are totally incongruent with your family and your communities. Gender roles have been rejected, mountain traditions ignored, religious upbringings that were compartmentalized, neighborhood trappings avoided. Some of you wouldn't even go home. These choices came at a cost of the acceptance of those who loved you. Answering this question of who am I, many of you have been left alone and distressed. Here at UNCA, we've tried, imperfectly, but we've tried to provide an environment of safety for you. Because if we allow you the opportunities to figure out who you are, then possibly you begin to discover how intimately you are connected with others. And the degree of that intimacy is always up to you. It's your choice. But be careful. As an African American man, I have found my identity to be at times a life and death consideration. Where do I come from? Question of origins. My immediate ancestors, and I will share this with you, my immediate ancestors were veterans of the Revolutionary War, the Civil War. I didn't find anyone in World War I, but definitely World War II, and of course Korea and Vietnam. These same family members were enslaved, re-enslaved, segregated, lynched, imprisoned, and de facto Jim Crowed. After 200 years in this country, I'm here. After 200 years, I'm here. Don't you dare lose faith. It cannot be allowed. But I'm not here as a direct result of my efforts. Please. It's only because of the efforts of the community. For the last 30 years, I've tried to reconcile where I come from with my presence here at UNCA. Some of you have even asked me, why am I still here? And maybe my experiences can give you an example. As graduates of this university, y'all, the reason why this question becomes so critical is because now UNCA is part of your origins too. I keep seeing people in my classes. It's nice. Anyway. Some of you are ambivalent, really could care less. You're torn between positive and negative, being from UNCA, being here. Others of you have been profoundly changed. You are not the same person you were when you came here, and you are happy for your experiences and have every intention of staying in contact. Still, others of you are going to use this degree as just proof that for a higher job, just more money. It's just self-serving. That's okay. That's okay. But remember this, regardless of your purposes, this is not an accident. Your place here has significance. It is with meaning that you are graduating. Your time here was well spent because now you're part of a greater whole. And not just for being part of the pack, the Bulldogs, but also because you joined that 0.1%, if not less, of the world's population that has gotten to your point, your education, your levels. You are the elite. You are the top. It carries responsibilities. You know, for many years, I didn't talk about where I came from. It was too incongruent with my current surroundings. I mean, come on. People looked at me like maybe I don't belong here, and other people looked at me like, well, you belong here because you are exotic. You're different. Students need to be exposed to that. And on my part, let me be honest with you now. On my part, I really had no intention of staying. You know, I had just returned from Nigeria. You know, I've been teaching, you know, in university life there. And UNCA was the only white campus I applied to. My intent was to go to a historically black college and university. You see, I had promised to go home. I had promised to return to the places that sourced me. I thought this place was a stopover. I thought it was a temporary job where I'd look for a permanent place to raise my family. And here I am, 30 years later. I actually thought that I did not escape Watts just to be on a small white campus who had been forced to make token gestures towards desegregating. I said, what? Yeah. I often thought, what am I doing here? Why am I here? Where am I going with this? It only occurred to me recently to show you the path that we all take in our educations. It only occurred to me recently that despite this unpredictability, despite the discomfort, there are rewards and recognitions. Despite sometimes being rejected for who I am and where I've chosen to be, this is my home. This has become the community in which I have given the greater part of my life. Now, many of you already called Mountains your home. You were born and raised here. You've adopted the region as your own. If you're going to leave, you plan on coming back. This is your home. That was not my intent, but it has become the fact of my life. How else can I explain my presence? How else can I justify the last assignment you will get from UNCA? You know, with a lecture comes an assignment. I intended on getting what I wanted out of this place and moving on too. But it was wrong. It did not happen. Now, if you think you can't make a difference, think again. Not only can you make a difference, let me pose to you that you must make a difference. That there is no choice about making a difference. The question is, will it be positive or negative? Because the choices you make will save lives. How else do you think I'm standing here? People like you stepped up and said, Black Lives Matter. And it won't end with you. This is not easy work. We're not talking satin sheets and crystal stairs. We're making quilts. We're constructing a viable workplace. This workplace constitutes the future. You will build the 21st century. And so, my assignment to you is this: start at home. Look around you, and say to yourself, for you empirically minded, you bachelors of science, say to yourself, we got 3% African American students here. The population of the state is 22%. What's wrong with this picture? Because if we can open the doors for that population, we figured out how to open the doors for poor Appalachian whites and for Native Americans and for Latino communities all over the country. UNCA will be set to survive the 21st century because there is no choice. It's coming. Help us get ready for it. And so the improbability of a poor boy from Watts standing before you giving a commencement address no longer becomes an anomaly. It becomes a work of your life. And on anticipation of that, I thank you. Good people, I give you the graduates of 2014. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Mullen, for your eloquence, your example, and for making such a profound difference in your 30-year stopover. We appreciate so much you and your example, and we know you will stay connected to this wonderful community. Now, it is with great pleasure that I welcome Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Joe Urgo, back to the podium for the conferring of degrees.
Since 1991, UNC Asheville has awarded a master's degree in the liberal arts. A unique offering in higher education, the Interdisciplinary Master of Liberal Arts and Sciences program challenges students to explore the interconnectedness of the human condition. From arts and humanities to the natural and social sciences, the MLAS degree is an extraordinary and important component of UNC Asheville's liberal arts mission. Will the candidates for the Master of Liberal Arts and Sciences degree please stand? Chancellor Orr, these students have completed all the requirements for the master's degree and have been so certified by the faculty and the registrar. I present them to you for the awarding of degrees.
With pleasure. In recognition of your successful completion of the course of study and your fulfillment of requirements, by vote of this university's faculty and with the approval of the Board of Trustees and the concurrence of the Board of Governors, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by these boards and the state of North Carolina, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Liberal Arts. Will you please come forward to receive your diplomas?
Virginia McNeil Roper Buddenberg. Rebecca Claire Chambers. Jamie Gray Jones. Aubrey Christine Pierce. Laura Donita Trentman. Will all of the candidates for the baccalaureate degree please stand? Chancellor Orr, these students have completed all the requirements for the baccalaureate degree and have been so certified by the faculty and the registrar. I present them to you for the awarding of degrees.
In recognition of your successful completion of the course of study and your fulfillment of requirements, by vote of the university faculty and with the approval of the UNC Asheville Board of Trustees and the concurrence of the UNC Board of Governors, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by these boards and the state of North Carolina, I confer upon each of you, as appropriate, the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
Amber Lee Albright. Abby Grace Allen, cum laude. Melissa K. Allen, cum laude. Daniel McQuaid Asnip. Amelia Jane Acock. Jocelyn Ray Baker. John Edmund Barron IV. Felicia Chelsea Blow, cum laude. Sasha Nicole Bowman. Danielle Morgan Boyer. Claire Olivia Brame. Abigail Christina Brinkley. Jude Edgar Brooke Totty. Bethany Faith Baumgardner. Hannah Elizabeth Collins Campbell. Zachary Todd Carson. Dalton White Carter. Jeffrey Maxwell Carter. Russell David Carver, Jr. Stephanie Brown Case, magna cum laude. Corey Paul Cheeks. Diana Alexa Christophoron. Elizabeth Susan Chaccio. Andrew Stonecipher Sistola. William Shane Clark. Ryan Timothy Collins, cum laude. Colin Patrick Connors. Catherine Jones Danielson, cum laude. Rebecca Margaret Dixon. Ashley Nicole Edwards. Justin Max English, magna cum laude. Anne Elizabeth Yodice. Ryan Southall Evans. Charles Gerald Fink. Emily Kate Foley. Samuel Hazen Fontaine. Samantha Ann Ford. Kimberly Brooke Fowler. Anna Michelle Frate, magna cum laude. Ashley Jean Gardner. Alana Juliet Gerlach, magna cum laude. Hallie Elizabeth Gillespie. Samuel Thomas Goodson. Remy Elise Gritta. Allison Ann Grove. Joshua Levy Haas. Laura Lynn Hare, magna cum laude. Julia Ash Heyman, cum laude. Kristen Ray Hamilton, summa cum laude. Emily Ross Hanson. Sarah Caitlin Harrell. Brian Daniel Hennessy. Calvin Paul Himmelberger. Madeline Lee Hodges. Jeremy Franklin Hollis. Charles Matthew Holt. Emily Nicole Honeycutt. Amy Houston Hughes, summa cum laude. Kagan Tyler Hunter. Crystal Amanda Denise Jackson. Riley Johnson. Asa Rayford Tyler Jones. Michael Joseph Jones. Hannah Charlotte Parnell Joyner. Dylan Robinson Kelly. Kimberly Joy LaBombard. Jacob Michael Licky, cum laude. Amber Nicole Maynes. John Michael Martin. Kelsey Nicole McCarter. Michelle Ariel McIntyre. Emily Elizabeth House McKinney. Siobhan Alexandra McCone. Christina Joy McMahon. Brennan Noel Merchant. J.C. Irvin Marrow. Kyle Foster Moore, magna cum laude. Mary Catherine Moore. Jacob Jose Moya. Ashley Marie Nash. Joseph Anthony Navarra, Jr. Andrew Michael Olson. Jennifer Dolores Oskins Rowland. Franklin Dorsey Parker III. Williams Barry Parker. Alexander Lee Perry. Mary Ellen Phillips. Robert Andrew Phillips. Michelle Ann Randolph, summa cum laude. Grace Evelyn Raper, cum laude. Charlotte Anna Rapp, summa cum laude. Carly Jacqueline Rasnick. Ashika Girish Raval. Joseph Alexander Ray. Maya Raquel Redelfs. Brianna Christina Reese. Eric Woodward Reinhard, magna cum laude. Amber Nicole Rice. Samuel Nathaniel Robbins. Julia Baldwin Ruff. Nicholas James Scavo, cum laude. Daniel Hartley Schomer. Sarah Ruth Scott. Brian Danielle Schoenefeld. Shantae Luana Shore. Everett Lee Shuford. Elliot Sebastian Squarer, summa cum laude. Amanda Morgan Smarridge. Shauna Rain Smolak Keefe. Jesse Vance Solomon. Tyler Merrill Sprinkle. Betsy Susanna Summerford. Daniel Wayne Tart. Kerr Vang. Kelsey Suzanne Walker. Gabriel Lydia Warren. Frederick Dean Watkins. Cassandra Thompson Wells. Zachary Ryan Welsh. Weston Scott Werner. Jessica Renee West. Duncan McCormick White. Stephen Michael White. Megan Nicole Wood. Jocelyn Abigail Zarzensky. And now, the Bachelor of Fine Arts. Hannah Elizabeth Bunzy. Isabel Marie Clauder. Frank Pleasance Meadows IV. Jennifer Patricia O'Connell, magna cum laude. For the Bachelor of Science and Engineering, a degree awarded jointly by UNC Asheville and North Carolina State University. Jennifer Corey, summa cum laude. Kased Shakib Tabila. For the Bachelor of Science, Amy Carolyn Alexander. Naji Jassim Alfazan, magna cum laude. John Marshall Anderson II. Kayla Simone Barham. Chloe Lee Barrington Ham. Rebecca Lee Baucom. Joshua David Jacob Beebe. Alex Keith Berry. Brandy Ray Blakely. Andrew Clark Boylan. Whitney Lauren Browning. Victoria Serena Sargent Bird. Shannon Brittany Cobb. Jennifer Kerr Conwell. Sarah Elizabeth Coulton. Lindsay Brooke Cox. Ruth Margaret Cumberland. John Field Derbyshire Jr. Karen Renee Diamond. Alex Andiera. Charles Joseph Pango Domingo. Taylor Rochelle Doyle. Rose Ellen Dunnington, magna cum laude. Kelsey Ann Eagleberger. Kimberly May Edney. Catherine Elaine Ehrlichman. Angela K. Erb. Ashley Brooke Irwin. Raina Nicole Evans. Alex Carson Farrer. Eric Alexander Fraser. Corinne Lee Fretwell, cum laude. Hallie J. Goins. Melissa Michelle Gore. Eric Lee Grooms. Rebecca Mary Hahn. Tyler Sean Haithcock. Joshua Kyle Harkleroad. Jeffrey Austin Harper. Neil Grant Henninger. Bastian Dai Hare, summa cum laude. John Mark Herring. Joseph William Hoytella. Cosby Ellen Holt. Jacob Waylon Humphreys. Nathan Ballard Jones. Kevin Ross Jordan. Anissa Kathleen Kabluti. Sarah Marie Kennedy. Erin Elizabeth Kenyon. Linda Susan Kofler, cum laude. Stacy Brooke Lauter. Kenneth Joseph Lingerfelt. Anna Lauren Long. Meade Thomas Lyons, magna cum laude. Laura Catherine Maney. David Tyler Markham. Haley Nicole Martin. Michael Alex Martin Smith. Ryan Joseph Mastridge. Joshua Lee McCaskill. Julie Elizabeth McClure. Sydney Carolyn McGarry, magna cum laude. Daniel Jordan Miller. Ryan Flannery Moon. Emily Ann Neese, cum laude. Sarah Catherine Nelson. Jordan Carolyn Nichols. Helen Celeste Pantuso. Jackie Marie Pardue. Michelle Antoinise Pierce. Edward Wallace Petrick III. Kayla Ann Presnell. Adam Nicholas Pryor. Emily Ann Rapp. Chelsea Ann Ray. Jennifer Lee Roberts. Tanya Rose. Ryan James Rosemond. Amy Lynn Ruzala. Mary Elizabeth Schramm. Holly Christine Snyder. Sarah Emily Snyder, cum laude. Morgan Alexander Stickrod. Caitlin Elizabeth Thompson. Christopher Sean Tilstra, magna cum laude. Ashlyn Rebecca Tookie. Samuel David Turner. Christian Eric Van. Cynthia Alessandra Vargas. Alexander Wright VU. Vanessa K. Vinson, summa cum laude. Joseph Allen Wheeler. Amber Victoria Williams. Sarah Ann Worley. Chancellor Orr, Robert Evan Coyne completed all degree requirements and was awarded his diploma posthumously. We recognize Robbie's accomplishments here today as a member of this graduating class.
As we conclude the December commencement exercises at the University of Asheville, University of North Carolina, Asheville, I want to welcome all of you and thank you for all that you have done. And let's just take a minute, if we will, this is not even in the program, and just thank and applaud the family members, the supporters, the friends who have supported this wonderful contingent. Thank you. Let's call this a parting but not a farewell. I'd like to share with you a poem by Nancy Wood. A long time I have lived with you and learned, and now we must be going, separately to be together. Perhaps I shall be the wind to blur your smooth waters and to stir you to try new paths. Perhaps I shall be the star to guide your uncertain wings so that you have direction in the night. Perhaps I shall be the fire to separate your thoughts so that you never give up. Perhaps I shall be the rain to open the earth so that your seed may fall. Perhaps I shall be the snow to let your blossoms sleep so that you may bloom in the spring. Perhaps I shall be that mountain stream to play a song on the rocks so that you are not alone. And perhaps I shall be a new mountain so that you always, always have a home. So, friends, supporters, but most important of all, graduates, we celebrate you. Subsequently, we will all move to the quad and celebrate this wonderful occasion, and you'll find in your program signs outside of each building to help you locate faculty members from your academic departments. Audience, I ask that you please remain seated into the recessional is completed, the platform party. Faculty and graduates have concluded. Just one moment. So finally, graduates, please stand. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the UNC Asheville Board of Trustees, the UNC Board of Governors, and the state of North Carolina, I now proclaim you graduates of the University of North Carolina at Asheville. Newest alumni, it is that time, and as tradition goes, please move your tassels to the left, and you are now graduates. Congratulations. At this time, I welcome Michelle Ariel McIntyre back to the podium to lead us in the singing of our alma mater. So would you please stand as we sing the alma mater? The words are printed in your program, please.
Hail our alma mater, hail UNCA. Learning be your watchword, greatness be your way. High upon the mountain, in the land of sky, stands our alma mater. Lift your voices high. Noble alma mater, hear our words of praise. May we love and honor you until the end of days.